And that was the Spirit of Praise, Volume 5, featuring Bishop Benjamin Dumie with El Shaddai medley, one of my favorite songs, absolute favorite song. And any song that features Bishop Benjamin Dumie is my absolute favorite. And the time is 7 minutes past the hour of 3 on the 26th of April 2021. Hello and welcome to the second last hour of your favorite show. It is Agape's Top 10 on your favorite online radio, Agape FM, bringing the gospel nearer to you. And you're still hanging out with myself, Tali Nduni. It might be the second and last hour of the show, but it is certainly the most interesting hour of the show, where we get to sit down with a guest and get to know the guest a little bit better. And if you have no idea who is right here in studio with myself, do yourself a favor and go like our Facebook page, which is Agape FM. And in that way, you get notified about what is happening throughout the day. And if you like to be part of our conversation, you can also watch us live on our Facebook page. In that way, you get to see our guest live, and you can also text us your questions and comments on our number, which is 067 9944 546. And we would love to hear what you have to say. Before we start the interview, let me quickly read the bio of the guest for someone who has no idea who is right here in studio. So, alrighty. So, Hlumeka Dumezweni hails from a small town called eNgcobo in the Eastern Cape. She is the last born of 5 children raised by a single mother. She is the author of 3 books, the founder of Dumezweni Production Company, Broken to Mend Foundation, and Dumie's Tutoring Services. Hlumeka studied at Gonubie High School in East London, where she matriculated. She furthered her studies at Nelson Mandela University, where she graduated with a diploma in tourism management. She lived and worked for a year in the United States of America in 2018 as an intern. Currently, she is working as a manager in a 4-star guest house. What inspires the work that she does is to see change around her. She wants to see people living to their fullest potential. She wants to show everyone who is looking up to her that it can be done when they believe in God and in themselves. She has encountered a lot of hurdles growing up and still does. The idea is not to quit, but to find ways to dance in the storms life throws at you. Challenges makes us stronger and smarter. They reveal who we are and what we are capable of achieving. So embrace your hardships, yield to the teachings they serve you. You will become the greatest in the game. And that is Hlumeka Dumezweni in a nutshell. Hello and welcome to Agape FM.
Hello, and thank you for having me, man. Hello to the listeners at home as well.
Yes, and we also do have viewers who are watching.
And to the viewers. Hello, guys.
So yeah, so I want us to start. You said a lot of interesting things on your bio, and when I first met you earlier on, I was so shook by the fact that, okay, so this is the person that achieved all of that. And do you get that a lot when people look at you and be like,
yes, I do.
So it's part of the work. So yeah. So you are from a small town called eNgcobo in the Eastern Cape. Yes. Tell me, how has that influenced the person that you are today?
It really made me to look at my life in a bigger way. You know, growing up in the village, to some people it can be a limitation, but for me it was a motivation to desire bigger things and to dream big, because I want to change where I come from. Yeah.
Okay, so
it motivated me.
Yes. And look at people who come from like those backgrounds. We have Zozibili Tunzi, who,
you know,
yes, who was a miss. And also have like the current Miss South Africa, Shudufato. She's also from a small village in Limpopo.
Yeah.
Yes. So you say that you are the last born of 5 children.
Yes.
Tell me about the perks of being the last born, because I am a deputy parent. I am the firstborn.
It wasn't that nice, because I had to move around a lot because my mom was working and my dad, so I had to stay with my aunts, and I used to hate it because I didn't have a lot of time with my siblings. Yeah, and sometimes they used to envy. I think last ones, we are unlucky, guys, because the older siblings, they always think that we are more loved than them. So yeah.
Yes, indeed, because I know for a fact that I can never compare myself to my little brother in terms of I literally had it much more harder than him in terms of even corporal punishment.
Yes.
When you get the younger children not being smacked or anything or whatever. So yeah,
like, you are so lucky.
Yes, you are so
because you
lucky.
used to be punished a lot. But
yes. So tell us more about you being an author, and you have published 3 books.
Yeah.
So tell us, how did you realize, and when did you realize, okay, I want to be an author, I want to write books, and what motivates you to even write books?
Thank you so much for that. Growing up, I used to love reading books a lot. And I would imagine myself, someone reading my book one day. And, when you go to the library and then you look at the book, like, you read the biography of the author, and like, one day,
this is me.
This is going to be me. So I also wanted to be a voice to the voiceless, to speak on behalf of those who can't speak for themselves, and also to transform lives through the power of words, because I believe that when words are used purposefully, they can change lives. So that's what motivated me to write books. It was actually to make a change, to when someone reads my book, get motivated and get challenged to do better in their lives.
Okay, so tell us about like your first book, the first book that you wrote, and what is it about?
The first book that I wrote, it's a poetry collection. I wrote poems that were so personal to me at that time. So there was a season in my life where I was going through a lot, and writing was a way of healing. So that's when I put on my first book. It's a poetry collection.
Okay, so which poem is your favorite and why? And which poem has like a very profound message that you feel like if someone, like you just said, you went through a lot, and if someone is going through a lot, that is the go-to poem?
It's written in Xhosa. It says ubomi kumzamo, meaning that in life you have to fight, in life you mustn't give up. So that's my favorite poem. It speaks to me a lot, and it gives a message of hope to someone who would read it and wants to get encouragement.
Okay, so while we add to that, I want us to speak about you talking about you going through so much hurdles in your life.
Yes.
And everything else. I want to read that part in your bio when you said that, okay, you said that she has encountered a lot of hurdles growing up and still does. The idea is not to quit, but to find ways to dance in the storms life throws at you. Challenges makes us stronger and smarter. They reveal who we are and what we're capable of achieving. So you say we must embrace our hardships, yield to the teachings they serve us, and become the greatest in the game. So a lot of people are so scared of going into hurdles and having to face any difficult season in their lives, and they forget that God did not say that the weapons will not be formed, but He said they will not prosper. So I want us to talk about where in your life do you find that mentality of knowing that, okay, it is part of life and challenges makes us stronger and smarter. Because when you're going through something, I don't think you have that mentality of saying, okay, this thing is not here to break me.
It starts with knowing that life has different seasons. We are not only gonna be in summer all the time.
Yes.
Winter must be there as well. So when you're in winter, you anticipate to experience your summer. So they move from this season to that season. There's that flow, you know. So it starts with accepting the fact that life has different seasons, and in each and every season it has its own purpose. So if I am in winter now, definitely there's something that I need to learn in winter that prepares me for summer. You know, that's how life is like. And also when you are in that winter season, it helps you, or it teaches you to be grateful when you now encounter your summer season. So we must understand and accept the fact that life has different seasons. And what made me to actually come to a realization.
It gets to me as well. The problem is with R. The R is the problem.
Anyways, it's knowing that, Hlumeka, you must experience winter. There's growth in winter, and there's some leaves that you need to leave behind. There's some preparation for your next level, you know. You just got to accept it and yield to it.
Okay, so when we get people who speak like what you just said, and we like, from like a point of view from someone who's listening what you're saying but has never experienced the fact that, okay, life has different seasons, and you must embrace the fact that it's not going to be hot forever. Sometimes it's going to be cold, and sometimes it's going to be partly cold. Yes, and they are wondering and saying, it's so easy for you to say that. Like, I am currently going through something and you don't know what you're saying. So I want you to prove to that person who thinks that their problem is bigger than their capabilities or their God. I want you to tell us about a hurdle that you went through.
Okay. Guys, last year, 2020, when COVID-19 hit us. So I was working as a manager in this guest house. It was so nice, guys. You get your salary at the end of the month, and now you are retrenched.
Yeah,
you're retrenched. You need to go back home. I had to relocate and go to the village. That was the hardest moment of my life. Guys, it is important to grieve. I had to grieve for some months for the loss of my job, and for this new season that I am in at that time, that I was in at that time, sorry. So you need to grieve. It's okay to feel not okay, you know. It's okay to have tears running over your cheeks, you know, thinking, and all of that. Those feelings are okay. But what is important is to rise again. What is important is to seek God and be like, God, what is it that you want to teach me in this season? Because it's not just there, Jay. There must be something that you want to teach me. There must be something that I need to know about you, Hlumeka, or about you as my father that I didn't know before. So don't just let that season pass without you getting the message for that season. And also, I'll press on this one. Grieve, cry, seek for help, rise again.
And yes, while you were speaking, I am thinking maybe the reason why we never like get through hard times is because we never learn or understand what message is being portrayed by the
we just want the season to pass.
Yes.
Can it just be over? Can I get back to having a normal?
And then it does not happen because you did not take the message out of what what you were being taught during this season. And what did being retrenched and going back home, I can only imagine having to go from being working and being independent from a city, now go back where it all started in the villages with no work. How was that? And what lesson did you learn from this whole season of your life?
It was hectic. I'm not gonna lie. It was hectic. It was a very humbling moment of my life. But what I learned the most is that, Hlumeka, this is not the end of the world. And Hlumeka, you have to take yourself up, you know. God is gonna aid you to get into another level of your life, but you need to do the job as well. Yes, I'm in this season, but what is it that I need to do, you know? So I started Dumie's Tutoring. I started Trendsetters. There was a lot that came, you know. I was doing poetry. There were a lot of things that were hidden in that pain. Should I not experience it, I was not going to be able to get everything that I've got to realize about myself. But what is important is you have yourself to rise from that, and you need only yourself to rise. Yeah.
So you are the founder of Dumezweni Production Company. Tell us more about that. When did you start, and what do you specialize in, and everything else? We want to know everything.
Okay, thank you for that. Dumezweni Production started in 2020. What motivated me to start it was my love for art. So I was like, okay, how about I start a production company? And also what triggered me to start it as well was the fact that why must always go to Joburg to get ourselves into the entertainment industry? Why must I go to Cape Town? Why must I go to
Durban?
You know, why can't I be here in the Eastern Cape and live my dream, you know? So I started it in 2020. So what we do, we specialize in creating commercials, theater productions, films. We sell books for authors, and there's a magazine that we do, Trendsetters as well. Yeah, that's what we do.
Okay, so how is it going?
I won't lie, because we are starting, so it's not that easy, you know. Us don't have enough resources for the work that we do, in terms of like we need cameras and all of that. But either way, we are starting. We are using our Facebook page. I'm using my phone for taking videos and all of that. Yeah.
So what's your Facebook page for someone who's interested?
It's Dumezweni Production Company.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are multi-talented. You are an author, you're a businesswoman, you are this and that. So just to talk,
oh my.
So I want just to talk about Broken to Mend Foundation.
All right, our Broken to Mend Foundation is about women empowerment. You know, I feel like women have been put aside for quite some time, and they are not given a platform where they can speak out about their past experiences, get healing, and move on with life, you know. There are girls in the townships, there are girls in the rural areas who don't know who they are, who don't know their worth. So Broken to Mend Foundation is about empowering them, letting them know that they are worth, letting them know that they are destined for greatness. Their lives will not only end where they are right now.
Your hands are distracting me. They look so beautiful. Like while you were speaking, I was like looking at your hands.
This girl.
So yeah, so it also aligns with what you said earlier on, that you are the voice of the voiceless. So I want to know, when did that start, and when did you realize that okay, women are not able to speak out, and you want to be that voice
for them?
Yes,
it started when I was in primary. You know, and when I was in primary, I was living in a township. So when you are in a township, it's hard for you as a woman. You know, you get bullied, there's just a lot that is happening, and sometimes you lack motivation. There's just nothing that is motivating you to dream bigger, to see yourself as a businesswoman, to see yourself as someone who can change the world, you know. So that moment of my life triggered me to start Broken to Mend Foundation. That Hlumeka, if you experienced that and you came out of it, why can't you go back and be the motivation kwabantwana and be the light to them as God is helping you?
Yes, and what do you specialize in doing with the Broken to Mend Foundation? Do you help women in what way?
So what we do, we visit schools, we get girls, put them in a mentorship program, we speak to them, we listen to them when they want to open up about their problems. So yeah.
Okay. That is a beautiful initiative, because I feel like you are being honest when you say women are deprived a lot. Yeah. And it's good to see women infiltrating spaces where men are dominating, and I think it's so unfair, the fact that women will always be inferior to men. I don't understand that. Like we give birth to men, which makes us superior. Which makes us superior. I honestly don't understand the mentality that women must be looked down on. No, we must fix those things. The next generation must not come to that world.
Yeah.
So you also have Dumie's tutoring services, and what do you specialize in that?
So we offer tutoring services from grade 7 to 12.
Okay.
In all subjects. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So how can if there's like a parent listening, or maybe someone who's in grade 10 and they're interested, how do they do that? How do they get hold of you, rather?
They can. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to share my number online. They can WhatsApp us.
If it's a business number,
yeah.
If you have no problem with sharing the number,
they can WhatsApp us at 06469333358 for business, guys, please. Or you can send me an inbox on Facebook as well, Hlumeka Dumezweni, and I will respond.
Okay, so you do a lot of things. You have 3 businesses. You're also an author, and you also work as a manager.
Yes.
How do you juggle all of that? And you probably have family, you have siblings, you have your mother. How do you juggle all of that?
Guys, time management is key. But what I can just say is that be disciplined. If you know that you suck when it comes to managing your time, get a diary. Diarize whatever that you need to do on your daily basis. But in all, guys, it's God. Because sometimes you can be like, oh, I got it all. I do diarize my stuff and whatnot, and you can't do it. For me, it's God who makes me to do everything that I do and excel on it.
Yes, because there's a body, like I'm listening to you saying that we must diarize everything, and there's the body when it tells you I am tired. It's tired and you can't do anything about that.
Put God first, diarize.
So you also are a graduate from Nelson Mandela University with a diploma in tourism management. Why tourism management? Why the love for tourism management?
It's a love that I have for people. Tourism industry is about serving, and I love serving. I think that's what made me to choose it. It's my love for people, because you meet different people. Some they're stressed out, and you need to interact with them and make sure that they live better than they were when they were meeting you at first. And also, I love traveling. As you can see, I went to America.
Yes, I was going to speak about that. You're going to the US. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So after you obtained your qualification, what happened next? I want you to
I always wanted to go overseas, okay?
We all do. Speaking for myself, I also want to go overseas.
I always wanted to go overseas, guys. I think it was 9 years. I think I was 9 years, so when I had a dream of traveling, when you watch people and you read books, I wanna go overseas. And then 2017, I was pushing, because that was my last year at varsity, so I was pushing. God, please open doors, I want to go overseas, blah, 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 blah. And there was this opportunity that came. I was going to go to Germany, study there. I was so excited, guys. Got a scholarship, blah, blah, blah. Everything is working out. And then, boom, the last minute, no, we are not able to fund you. Like, God, but I think we did speak about this.
Yes, and it was all confirmed.
You know?
Why now?
And I even made a testimony in church that I'm going overseas, God. And then, oh my God, no, we can't do this to
You can't do that to
You
me.
just can't do this to me.
About
No.
this to the masses. And you're taking it away from me.
Like,
Why?
no, it's not working. And then I read an email from NMMU. It was saying we are looking for students to work in America, blah 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 blah. And this one is mine. Definitely, this one is mine. I applied, did everything. My interview went well, and then I got the offer. That's how I went overseas.
And tell us about the experience being in USA. Oh my goodness, I can only imagine. Coming from South Africa, a tin fish and going to...
The experience was amazing, challenging at the same time, because now you are out of your comfort zone. You are in your home country, you know, and now you are in a different country, different people, different culture. It was challenging that way. I remember this one time, I'm going to share this. So I'm working at the call center, pick up the call, and this guy started laughing.
Why were they laughing?
They started laughing. And I was confused, only to find out it was my accent, because it was different from what they used to.
Okay.
So those are the challenges I was experiencing. But then you remain strong, and you just put away the negativity and focus on what is positive. So the entire experience was amazing, I'm not going to lie.
I'm not trying to offend anyone, but I think here in Africa, South Africans have like the most beautiful accent. When it comes to speaking English, I think we do far much more better than other countries.
It's true. It's true. But yeah, when you're in a different country, it's a different story, you know, because they are not used to...
Yes, I can understand that. Like, they're used to a certain different accent. So why did you come back to South Africa? Why did you not...
Like, stay there?
Yes.
My contract was for 1 year, so I had to come back.
And then you come back to South Africa, and how was it that coming back from America, now you are in South Africa? You must get used to being a South African, a normal South African.
Okay, it took me some months to adjust. Because you come from this life and then, okay.
And how was it
back
living?
to reality.
Mamela, I want to ask you this. How was it living in America? Okay, you come for the first time from South Africa, and you know nobody in America. Did you know someone in America?
No.
You know nobody in America. How is the whole transition? How was it for someone who has never been out of South Africa?
It was challenging, but at the same time, it's something that I was looking forward to. So I didn't really care about, you know, the negativity that came with it, because at the end of the day, I was living my dream, you know. Yeah, it's one of those things where you just had to be out of your comfort zone, you know. So when you get out of your comfort zone, it's not going to be easy, you know, but it's part of growth. It's part of growth.
Yes, growth is never easy.
Yeah.
Growth is never easy.
So you must just embrace the good moments and leave the other ones, you know, aside.
Yes, and I believe that we do not grow in our comfort zone. Where we're so much comfortable, we never grow, because it's the same thing, same old thing. We only grow when we stretch out our wings and infiltrate spaces that we never thought we would be able to take upon. And then you came back, and now you're working as a manager in a 4-star guest house. Tell us about that. Is it this your current job after you got retrenched?
Yeah, this is my current job.
Okay.
It's my current job. It's amazing, man. It's amazing because it's what I studied for, and also I have a job. There are a lot of people out there who don't have jobs. At least I have a job. Yeah.
And looking at the period from 2020 to 2021, it's a month, it's a couple of months time where you were actually jobless. Does this mean that like the tourism industry is that wide and people can it's big enough for everyone to come and seek out opportunities? Like these jobs are so easily accessible. Would you advise someone to study tourism management?
I would say yes and no.
Mm.
Yes, if it's something that you love, and if it's something that you think it's gonna be rewarding to you, you know, it's your dream, and it's something that you always wanted to do. I would say yes, you can do it, and also no, in a way that there aren't many job opportunities for tourism industry. They are not a lot, especially here in South Africa, and especially now that there's COVID-19 happening. So we depend on people traveling, and there isn't much of a traveling that is happening. So get in there, but you must know.
Okay, it has its challenges like any other industry. So I want us to talk about the fact that you are so young and you are a female manager. And how is it that, don't you get like people who try to make you feel inferior, or people who try to belittle you because of your age and because now you are a female? Or is it okay and normal to be like working as a man, as a young and black, okay, let me not say black, young and female manager?
I get you. It is challenging. But you need to first know who you are, because when you doubt yourself, people are gonna doubt you as well. So you must know who you are, and you must be strong. Develop a thick skin. There was an incident where I was at work and this unhappy customer complained about something, and I could see that it's personal now, that I am a woman and I'm young and he was a man. There was some sort of undermining me as Hlumeka, and Hlumeka as a manager. So your experience is in Dumezweni, but you need to be strong. You need to know who you are. You need not to doubt yourself, because when you are in that position, that means God has positioned you there for a reason, and He has entrusted you. So do the job and just be strong.
Yes. And I think life is not for the faint-hearted. If you are faint-hearted, I advise you to go and dig your own grave.
Somewhere else.
Go and dig your own grave. Because life is so hard.
Yeah.
Life is so hard. And I see like you speak about God a lot. So I want us to talk about your relationship with God, and how did you find God? Not necessarily like find God in your life. When did you realize, okay, this God is actually
working?
Yes, this God is a real thing. It's a real thing. Despite what other people may say, this God is real. I have seen Him working in my life.
It was in high school, man. I was staying with my sister. But things got, what is this word? Gonubie, guys. English is gone.
It became a horrible experience,
And then I had to go stay with my teacher, and she was born again. I would say she influenced me in a way that I wanted this God for myself. We would have soul groups in our house, so people would come and speak out the word. At first I was like, yo,
this is so tiring.
This is not for me. I'm just but as time goes, the word was just working in my heart. The word of God was just working in my heart, and I was like, God, I want to have a relationship with you. I want a personal relationship with you, and I want to be your daughter. I know I am your daughter, but I want us to be now. I want it to be personal, and then I gave my life to Jesus in in high school, guys. I'm not gonna tell you the years. You're gonna rate me in their maths. So yeah, and then it has been an amazing journey. It has been an amazing journey, and I don't regret that decision. You know, because in life you can't do this life on your own. You need God.
Yes,
you definitely
yes,
need God.
you
There's
need
a lot that is
somebody to
happening out
depend
there.
on. Or
Yeah, you just need God. Yeah. So that was the best decision I had to do for myself, and it, you know, for me as a Hlumeka and at the state that I was in at that time, I wouldn't have had the ability to do the things that I have done now, you know, write books. The inspiration came from God, guys. Like, literally, he's the one who gave me ideas about, do this now, start this and this and this and this. Let's work on this and this and this. So, yeah.
do you have a moment when you realized, okay, this is God and this is beyond my control? God did this. Do you have a moment where you were like, where you understood God more and you saw him in your life and it was like something visible? You were able to see it with your spiritual eye. Do you have a moment in your life where you were like, okay, I could not believe I went through this, but God like held my hand during this and this, like a testimony?
A testimony of some sort. Yes, there are so many moments, man, that I can think of, but let me share this one. It was, let me share, there's just so many. Okay, I was retrenched, told you about that one, and I was jobless. I was applying, and there's nothing that was happening. And I told my sisters, Sissy, I'm just tired now. Maybe God is like forgotten me or something. I don't know. And then I received a call from my pastor, and he was like, Hlumeka, there's this offer that is happening. Speak to this guy, and da-da-da-da. I spoke to the guy, and I got my job. I got a job in December. And mind you, we are still being hit by COVID. And I thought it was not real. I really thought it was not real. I'm like, it's COVID-19. Many companies have closed down, and a job offer, I was like, no, it's not real. So yeah, and there were just some other moments where, you know, I was depressed for quite some time. I was on medication for depression, and God healed me from that whole experience, your depression.
Okay, speaking about depression and mental health, I want to know, when did you realize, okay, I'm depressed and I need to seek help?
It was in 2019.
At what point do you feel like, okay, this is depression? It's not a phase of going through something, because there's sometimes you are going through something and you're like, I'm actually going through something. It's not depression.
Iqala kancinci man, where you feel like, okay, I'm going through this thing, and you pray and it does not go away, and then you lose interest with that used to excite you. You want to be alone all the time. We're speaking about this with my sister, and she was saying, yo, you used to shut people away from you. I would not pick up calls. I just wanted to be alone, you know. And I was like, Hlumeka, this is not you. This is not you. This is not normal, you know. And then when I realized that it was not me and it was just not normal, I had to go for counseling, you know, and speak about what was bothering me, and yeah.
And then it was fine, and now you are healthy. Mental health is a priority.
It is, guys.
A priority. And I think we as Black people, or people from the Black society, we tend to think that depression is not really real. It's for the white society and not for us. How can you go through something but you eat every day and you have a roof over your head and then you're depressed? How come? And you're like, don't be faint-hearted. This life is not easy.
And people will say, maybe you don't pray. Guys, no. No.
Maybe you don't believe in God. Your faith is yes. Your faith is
your
not mature. Your
spiritual life is just no, guys. No.
You can believe in God and still be depressed.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
You can have the most mature faith.
But still, alright mentally.
So I want us to, lastly, and the last question I have for you, where do you see yourself in, I don't want to say the next 5 years, like in the future?
In the future. Oh, that's interesting. I want to see Dumezweni Production big, you know, having our own studio. Yeah, man, where we create films that are from the Eastern Cape, where we help others to cross and go to their destinies. You know, we want to be a bridge, like a big bridge where people can cross and be where they want to be in life. Yes. Yeah.
And from your mouth to God's ears. And may He bless you abundantly and exceedingly. And what Dumezweni means for someone who is not Xhosa, Dumezweni means being famous or being popular. So by the fact that your company is Dumezweni, it means that it will be known by nations and nations, and it will even go to the USA. Thank you so much for taking time out and coming to see us at Agape. It was so much lovely having you here. And for someone who does not like people laughing, I'm sure they were like, why are these girls laughing so hard? Thank you so much. Have I missed out anything that you wanted to speak about, maybe?
No.
So we spoke.
I think you asked me the relevant questions.
Thank you so much for your time. And that is Hlumeka Dumezweni. And if you just tuned in and you missed out on the interview, you're more than welcome to go check it out on our website, which is www.agapeonlineradio.com. From myself and Miss Dumezweni, it is a goodbye, a good day, and a God bless. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. Bye. See you tomorrow, same time and same place.
Bye. Thank you for listening and watching, guys. Oh, hey. I'm still on air.